If I gave you 6 months to become unrecognizable, to build a body that turns heads, a bank account that silences doubt, and a mind sharper than a blade, would you rise or would you run? Because here's the truth. 6 months of obsession can give you a life most people will never touch in 60 years. But only if you're savage enough to earn it. 6 months. That's all it takes, but only if you start with extreme ownership. See, the truth most people run from is this: you are exactly where you deserve to be. Every result in your life is a mirror, and that mirror doesn't lie. You don't need a therapist, you don't need a guru, you need a reality check. Look around. Your bank account, your body, your energy, your social circle, all of it is a reflection of the choices you've made. You built it, you tolerated it, you fed it, and the problem with most people, they outsource responsibility. It's the economy. It's my parents. I didn't get lucky. That kind of weak talk will guarantee you die average. The most dangerous man is the one who says, "It's all my fault. Now I take control." When I was broke and invisible, I didn't cry about it. I didn't complain to the world. I sat in silence in a cold room with no heat, and I stared into that darkness. I realized that everything in my life was built by my choices or my cowardice. And from that moment on, I swore never again. Owning your life means owning your failures without shame. It means looking at yourself and saying, I am the reason my life is the way it is, and that means I am also the one who can change it. That's power, that's liberation, and most men are too scared to accept it, because once you take full responsibility, you lose all your excuses. But guess what? That's where freedom starts. Because the moment you own your chaos, you get to command your destiny. No more waiting for motivation. No more begging for opportunity. You become the opportunity. You start moving differently. You stop looking for a shortcut and start building with your bare hands. People will think you're crazy when you start saying I'm the problem. But let them laugh. They won't be laughing when they see what 6 months of brutal honesty and self-mastery creates. You've got two options right now. Stay in denial and keep living soft, or step up, own every mistake you've made, and start forging a version of yourself that no one can stop. This first step, it's not sexy, it's not glamorous, it's raw, it's uncomfortable, and it will crush your ego. But it's the only path to power. Once you own your failures, you unlock the power to build your empire. Now tell me, are you ready to stop lying to yourself? Or are you going to keep living in a cage you built with your own hands? Because that's where success begins, with brutal ownership and ruthless accountability. You take control, or you stay controlled. Your move. Let's talk about the thing that separates men who talk from men who conquer. Discipline. Not the kind you post on social media for validation. I'm talking about warrior level, ice cold, relentless discipline. The kind that makes you get up when your body says no, keep working when your mind screams stop, and train when there's no camera, no praise, no applause. People today are obsessed with motivation. I need to feel inspired. Let me tell you something. Champions don't care about feelings. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it demands action. You think I built success by waiting for the stars to align? No. I built it through savage repetition, doing what needs to be done whether I felt like it or not. That's what separates the elite from the average. Not talent, not luck. Discipline. If you want to change your life in 6 months, you need to sacrifice your comfort like an offering to the gods of war. Comfort is the silent killer. It's the warm bed that keeps you asleep when the world is moving. It's the junk food, the mindless scrolling, the dopamine trap that tricks your brain into thinking you've earned something when you've done absolutely nothing. Discipline means saying no to easy pleasures and yes to long-term power. That means waking up at 5 a.m. every single day, not twice a week, not when you're in the mood. Every single day, you train your body until it aches. You read and build your mind until it's sharper than a blade. You work your craft until your name becomes unignorable, and you repeat that process even when your soul feels crushed, because you're building something bigger than feelings. I don't drink, I don't party, I don't chase cheap highs. Why? Because I've seen what 6 months of pure uninterrupted focus can do, and it's more intoxicating than any drug. It makes you dangerous, it turns you from prey into predator, it gives you the edge no one else is willing to earn. Most people are soft. They'll do the work for 3 days, and when it gets hard, they back off. They want results without resistance. That's not how the game works. Discipline is the tax you pay for greatness. You either pay it now, or you pay with regret later, and regret is a debt you'll carry for life. You want to know why I dominate? Because while you're looking for balance, I'm building a dynasty through sacrifice. While you're trying to enjoy the journey, I'm on the battlefield, bleeding for an outcome that leaves no doubt. So if you're serious about this 6 months transformation, understand this: comfort is the enemy, and discipline is your weapon. You have to be willing to endure boredom, pain, repetition, and solitude. You have to become a machine that shows up regardless of circumstance. That's how you win. That's how you separate yourself. That's how you evolve into someone no one recognizes, not even yourself. 6 months, pure focus, ruthless execution, no compromise. That's the price. Now ask yourself, are you willing to pay it? Massive action. That's the final piece, the most important piece. Because ownership means nothing without discipline, and discipline means nothing without execution. You can sit around reading books, watching videos, writing goals in fancy journals, but if you're not moving with intensity, with fire, with unstoppable motion, then you're just playing pretend. So let me make it clear, the next 6 months are not about trying, they're about conquering. You don't try to build a business, you build it. You don't try to get in shape, you transform. You don't try to fix your mindset, you break the old one and build a new mind forged in struggle. People always ask me, what's the secret? The secret is there is no secret, there is only action. Loud, aggressive, non-stop, borderline obsessive action. Every day, you wake up with a target in your mind, you write it down, you see it, you breathe it, and then you attack it like a savage. You want a different life in 6 months? Start acting like your life depends on it. Because it does. Stop saying one day. One day is code for never. 6 months isn't long, but it's long enough to change your bank account, your body, your circle, your reputation, your identity if you go full throttle. No breaks, no distractions, no doubts. And don't you dare ask for permission. Don't look for applause. No one claps for the lion while it's hunting. The reward is in the results. You want people to notice you, become undeniable. You want respect? Earn it in silence and let the world choke on your success when it shows up loud. Every single day, you should be doing something that scares you, stretches you, or builds you. No dead days, no wasted hours. You need to be obsessed. When you speak, people should hear the conviction in your voice and feel it in their bones because they know you're not playing around. The world bends for men who move with force, men who don't wait, men who build. You need to flood your life with progress so fast and so heavy that in 6 months, you don't even recognize the man you used to be. Burn the ships. Cut off the escape routes. This isn't a side project. This isn't a see how it goes. This is war. And your old self is the enemy. We're not supposed to be balanced. It's supposed to be chaotic, painful, and pure. You've got to be willing to disappear from the crowd, from the comfort zone, from the noise, so you can reappear 6 months later as a force of nature. No one is coming to give it to you. You want it, go get it. Every second counts, every action matters, and if you're not moving with intention, then you're already losing. 6 months. Massive action, ruthless execution. No breaks, no begging, no plan B. Just domination. Now listen closely, because this is the part where most people fold. They hear the words, they feel the fire, and then they do nothing. Don't let that be you. You've got 6 months, 1 to 80 days to destroy your excuses, slaughter your weakness, and rise from the version of you that's been holding you hostage. You don't need another book. You don't need another podcast. You don't need permission. You need to decide right now. This is your line in the sand. You either cross it and go all in, or you stay behind with the masses, bitter, broke, soft, invisible. And if you choose to rise, know this. It won't be easy, it won't be comfortable, but it will be worth it. When 6 months pass, and they will, you will either look in the mirror and see a man you don't recognize because he's so powerful, so disciplined, so locked in, or you'll see the same weak reflection whispering, I could have, but you won't be that man because now you know the truth. Now you've heard the call. Now it's time to act like your future depends on it, because it does. 6 months, ruthless focus, relentless action, unstoppable results. Go build the life that terrifies your old self. The clock starts now.